The Red Sox are back at Fenway Park after perhaps their most important win of the season last night, and will play a makeup game with the Cleveland Indians. Technically, the Sox can sweep the three-game series that began on August 1st. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight at Fenway. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner is the Hall of Famer, Dennis Eckersley. Jemai Webster coming your way in just a couple of moments. Last night, the Red Sox won a dandy to improve to 5.5 games over the Yankees, taking 2 out of 3 in the Bronx. But the baseball world is talking about the swing of the 20-year-old Rafael Devers that saved the Red Sox, who were on the brink of a loss last night in the Bronx.
I mean, it was shocking. It really was. This game was over. You know, you got Chapman on the mound throwing over 100 miles an hour, and the 20-year-old kid comes up with 1 out, and you're just thinking he's going to get punched out and, you know, go home. And such a big win. You see what he gets, 102-mile-an-hour fastball, and hits this ball out of the ballpark. Everybody went nuts. Nobody thought that they could have done this. Ties this game in the 9th inning off of Chapman, a guy that never gives up home runs like that, let alone to a left-handed hitter. You see the pitch, 102 miles an hour, and it goes out of the ballpark like nobody's business.
Nearly 103, and the fastest pitch hit for a home run in Major League Baseball since 2008. Shows you how tough that is to do. And the youngest player to hit a home run off of Chapman, 20 years old. And people are starting to call him, you know, Baby Poppy after a swing like that. Almost cleared the bases with his next swing, too, a little later in the ballgame. And what a weekend it was for Andrew Benintendi. You talk about Benny in the Bronx, and 9 RBIs for the guy that Dennis Eckersley is referring to as
Benny Biceps.
Benny Biceps. And there he goes again. 3 home runs over the weekend. More on his performance when we come back. It's America Runs on Duncan, Lexus, and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program. Plainridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. Subaru of New England, supplying all-wheel drive vehicles with a lot to love. And by Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. It is Connecticut Day here at the ballpark. The Husky is here, and so are the Cleveland Indians to finish up that series. That the final game was rained out against the Red Sox. Will finally play it tonight. Time to bring in Jemai Webster. Jemai, I know there's a lot going on around the world of Andrew Benintendi, but what a weekend for him.
Oh, absolutely. He was hitting just .222 after a rough month in July, but one weekend in New York seemed to cure all those ills. He was 5 for 13 against the Yankees with 3 home runs and 9 RBI. So what changed? I asked Red Sox manager John Farrell that question, and he says not much, just a moment to regroup.
One, there was no mechanical adjustments that he went through. Honestly, you know, the games leading up to a little bit of a breather, he was fouling some pitches off that this weekend he squared up. And quite honestly, that's what it boils down to. You know, he was getting some pitches, he wasn't squaring up, and you know what? Give him a little breather. He ends up getting the same similar pitches, and you know, he has a huge weekend for us. So it's great to see the resurgence and a little bit of the bounce back that he's going through right now, because when you start to look at the overall season and the production he's got, He's having a hell of a year.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Andrew has now upped his average to 279. He has 16 home runs on the season. Looking for some carryover here to finish up their series now against the Cleveland Indians. And it'll be Doug Fister on the hill, who last time out went 7 2/3 innings. He said it was his best start of the season. Can that continue? We've got Red Sox baseball on NESN after this.
Brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Franklin Sports, the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. And by McDonald's, any McCafe muffin with any size coffee, just $1.99. Well, the weather expected to be very pleasant tonight. Temperatures in the 70s, no threat of rain, and the Sox are back home. And this is a solo game with the Cleveland Indians, and then the St. Louis Cardinals have been very, very hot and really surging in the National League. They come in for a 2-game series Tuesday and Wednesday. Sox will have Thursday off, and I guess who? The Yankees right back at it here at Fenway Park over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before the Red Sox hit the road. And we'll be seeing these Indians again very soon. 4-game series in Cleveland. Well, the last time against these guys, Doug Fister was outstanding. Here's the Indians lineup he'll face tonight, brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Francisco Lindor will lead things off. He has 19 homers. Jason Kipnis back in their lineup. Jose Ramirez at third base. Encarnacion, the DH, with Jay Bruce in right field. Santana at first. Zimmer in center. Almonte in left field. And Perez doing the catching and batting ninth. Against the Red Sox starter, presented by your New England Audi dealers, Doug Fister, 2-5, an ERA just over 5. Over his career, 6-4 against the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, the Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They're 10th in the American League, 72 errors, 117 games. Around the infield, left to third to first, Devers at third, Bogarts at short, Brock Holt at second, Mitch Moreland at first. Out in the outfield, left to right, Benintendi in left, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, Mookie Betts in right. Behind the plate, Christian Vazquez catching Doug Fister.
Umpires tonight are presented by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. It's Tom Hallian behind the plate. Vic Carapazza at first, Chris Siegel at second, Mark Ripperger, the umpire, at third base. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit compare2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. And as mentioned, a very, very nice night for a ball game. 79 degrees right now, mostly cloudy skies, bit of a breeze in from right at 8 miles per hour, and should have no effect on the ball game. Indians coming back to town. They just swept Tampa Bay 3 straight. How about the Rays not scoring at all lately?
What, they got shut out 5 times out of their last 7 or 8 games? Ridiculous.
Cleveland's taken a 4.5 game lead over Minnesota and 5 over Kansas City in the AL Central. Yankees stay at home and lick their wounds as they take on the Mets tonight. Lindor gets in, first pitch a strike, and we're underway.
I'll tell you what, last time, 2 weeks ago tonight, Fister took the mound against the Indians. Nobody knew what he was capable of doing. I mean, he was on the bubble if you think about where he was at that time. And since that time, 2 starts. That one, he almost shut them out. Went deep into that game, 7 2/3.
Lindor with 19 home runs. So they get some pop out of the leadoff spot. Yeah, that started July 31. Fister beat the Indians here 6-2. He was superb. 7 2/3, 5 hits, 108 pitches, and left to a standing ovation. And he earned it.
A lot of curveballs that night. Kept the ball down. A lot of ground balls.
And a 1-2 slap foul by Lindor. What a weekend for the baby Sox, though, huh? And you talk about Benintendi and Devers with star turns in New York. Devers 20 years old. Benintendi 23. Mookie Betts just 24. That's in there for strike 3. Boy, Tom Hallian's a guy who's really going to let you know back there, and Red Sox hopefully be doing that a lot tonight.
He can embarrass a hitter, can he? The pitcher loves it.
You love it.
That's what I want to do when I punch somebody out.
Again, the Indians lineup is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Ramirez with 18 home runs. Encarnacion is 24. They just got Jay Bruce from the Mets. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark. So can Santana. So there's some power in there. Here's Kipnis. They just got him back. A couple of different injuries. He started the year on the DL with a shoulder strain. He also had a hamstring injury that cost him about a month. So just 225 and 8 home runs. He's a key guy for them when he's healthy.
Fister's all over the place talking about changeups, curveballs, 2-seamers. Doesn't throw hard, but I'll tell you, he knows how to pitch.
Two and two. He gets a good look at the Sox right-hander Fister. He's 12 for 27 off him lifetime. Terry Francona back in town for 24 hours only. That's in there for strike 3. 91, and he dotted the outside corner, back-to-back Ks.
I mean, this is the 2-seamer that he uses. It just freezes these guys. I mean, they're looking for something soft, and this is not even a ball that's brought. I mean, it's what, 91? That's about as hard as he goes, but it gets a lot of the plate. Back-to-back looking strikeouts.
2 up, 2 down. The dangerous Jose Ramirez now.
Where's that?
That was called a ball, but certainly looked like it got much of the plate. Tom Hallian was recovering from that last punch out, I think.
Exactly.
He is colorful back there.
He gets him thinking about something soft is what he does. A little curveball, a little changeup, and then boom, 2-seamer inside.
The 1-1 tried to hold up the appeal. No swing, says Ripperger. Ramirez, one of the rising stars in the majors today. He's already an all-star. There's that breaking ball up the middle for a base hit. So he took the curve right back through the box for a single. And watch him because he can really run.
12 stolen bases on the year.
And give him a 6-game hitting streak. So that'll bring up Encarnacion, the DH. 251, 24 homers, 66 runs batted in. 3-time All-Star.
This guy is so dangerous, especially in this ballpark. He's just trying to leave every pitch.
Like right there.
Right there.
That was supposed to wind up on Lansdowne.
This ball luckily goes down and in, a little sinkage. Thank goodness.
Ramirez aboard, and a busted bat pop-up. Racing out Holt, coming on Jackie Bradley. Brock says he has it, and he's got it. No runs ahead, one man left. Red Sox coming up for the first time as they will take on the right-hander Trevor Bauer. Here's the lineup brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Nunez, the DH tonight to lead it off. Then it's Benintendi and Betts. You'd think that John Farrell could do some things with those three. Moreland at first, Devers at third base, Bogarts at short, Brock Holt at second, Vasquez doing the catching, Jackie Bradley in center field. Taking on the right-hander Trevor Bauer, 10-8, ERA at 5. And a ground ball and a base hit. First pitch swinging, Nunez is quickly on for the Red Sox.
Yeah, what new coming out? First pitch swinging. He loves Fenway Park. He has been so hot here. Cross seam fastball, trying to get ahead. Ball's outside. Look at him get to this pitch. He can dive out there and take the ball the other way. And he can go deep. We've seen him go deep a lot here in Fenway, but that's a nice way to start it off.
Hey, his last 4 games against Cleveland, he's 10 for 17 with 7 RBIs. So he likes their pitching staff. Now Benintendi, one of the big stars for the Sox in New York, hitting .279, 16 homers. And for the last few months, as Nunez bluffs and does not go, and Benintendi takes ball 1, all you've been hearing about for the Rookie of the Year has been Aaron Judge, right? All of a sudden. Now people are beginning to look at Benintendi, who has come on so strong in the month of August, and looks like he is going to get close to or exceed 100 RBI season. High fly into right center field, but here's Bruce moving over. And suddenly his name is in there.
Another good swing right there. He's been coming on strong. You talk about Benintendi and Judge going the opposite direction. Hitting what, $160 since the break. We caught his act this past weekend, but long ways to go, but he's obviously in the conversation.
Yeah, there's no longer a one-way street. Here comes Mookie Betts at .268 with 18 homers, 72 RBIs for Mookie, back in the 3-hole. He snapped a 5-game hitting streak last night, going 0 for 4 in a thrilling Red Sox victory against the Yankees. Sox went on the trip ahead by 3, and they come home after a 4-1 road trip with a 5.5 game advantage.
That was such a big game last night. I mean, huge.
In there for a strike.
The Yankees trying to make a run at it. The 2-game swing last night. You know, it could be 3.5, 5.5, and Chapman really could have blown the game Friday night if we would have given him the chance. Walk the bases loaded. I mean, you're talking about here's their horse out there is scuffling.
Scuffling throw 103.
Imagine that. But it's ugly when he can't find it. And for someone like the kid Devers to take him deep like that, to me, was shocking.
But it was incredible.
It really was.
It went out with a faster velocity than it came in by a couple miles an hour. And a swing and a miss, and down goes Mookie. Chased a bit there on the cutter.
The Indians defense is third in the American League with 58 errors and 115 games. Around the infield, third to first, they have Jose Ramirez at third, Francisco Lindor at short, Jason Kipnis at second, Carlos Santana at first. Out in the outfield, left to right, Almonte in left, Bradley Zimmer in center, Jay Bruce in right, Roberto Perez behind the plate catching Trevor Bauer.
Bauer has allowed the second most runs of any Cleveland pitcher, even though he has a 10-8 record. Moreland 241, 14 homers.
Bauer, he gets spanked on the road. He's got a 6.69 ERA on the road. That's brutal.
He last faced the Red Sox in Game 1 of the American League Division Series last October at Progressive Field. Did not factor in the decision. The Indians won that, of course. Popped up foul down the left field line, and that'll cruise off into the stands.
You know, he'll forever be remembered for that bloody finger, right? What was he fixing his
drone?
His drone, and then he tried to pitch against Toronto. It was just dripping blood.
Yes, had to come out.
I mean, that's an accident, I know, but I'm not touching drone. I'm not touching anything when I'm counted on to pitch in the playoffs. They ended up beating Toronto, but
his stitches gave way. He allegedly ran one of those drones into the White Sox scoreboard last year, and then last October he cut his finger trying to repair one. I think they have convinced him to lay off the drones.
Kind of a different cat anyway.
His dad was a chemical engineer. He's the guy that inspired Bauer to kind of think about baseball in scientific terms. They profiled him in 2011 in Sports Illustrated, and his dad taught him to use coconuts to throw because they're heavier, build up your arm strength. And they used a Nolan Ryan trick by putting nails into a softball to add weight and throw those. This is when he was just a kid.
No wonder he's different, because he has, you know, he throws long distance, over 300 feet. They tried to stop him from doing all of his, rituals but I guess they've just let him do what he wants to do. Arizona had problems with him.
Yeah, he kind of wore out his welcome there in Arizona with all of this stuff. He can throw hard. Here's the 1-2. Runner goes. Check swing, throw down, the tag, and he is out. Perez cutting down Nunez for the third and final out here in the first inning, and after 1-0 score.
available at Men's Warehouse. We'll have special guests as part of day one of the WEEI Ness and Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon.
Getting underway tomorrow.
Here it comes. How about this gun by behind the plate? Perez throws him out. And he had a good jump, too. I thought he was going to be safe easy, but that gun is right on the money. It's impressive.
Perfect throw, so that did it for the Red Sox. And here comes Jay Bruce, brand new to the Indians. Just acquired from the Mets on August 9th. For the right-hander, Class A pitcher Ryder Ryan. And in there for strike one.
Nice way to upgrade your offense. Ooh, 29 jacks.
Three-time National League All-Star. One of the reasons they really liked him, aside from all the power you're talking about, is his career average at Progressive Field in Cleveland. 23 games is .384 with 4 home runs. Kind of tailored to their ballpark, however long they have him. And the 1-2 will dip downstairs. He'll be followed by Santana and then Bradley Zimmer, a top prospect.
These guys got to be sitting all over that soft stuff. Then he'll surprise you. He'll surprise you with that fastball in. What do you got? No. Fastball in. Fastball away. Slider away.
He missed with that one.
He's trying to backdoor this slider. Just misses the outside corner.
3-2 from Pfister. And he walked him. That didn't miss by much. But Bruce is on as he takes ball 4 in front of Santana. Sale, of course, is the fastest worker probably in the American League, certainly among the top 2 or 3. Pfister is not that far behind, although when men are on base, he gets far more deliberate. And Chris Sale coming off another outstanding performance. Stop me if you've heard that before.
The numbers are incredible against the Yankees. Like a 1.0 ERA lifetime.
12 strikeouts last night. Santana 241, 16 home runs. You and I were talking about it, a couple of weeks ago, that Sale should be in the conversation not just for the Cy Young but the most valuable player, which is something you did in your career. And that launches the other debate about, well, should a position player only get the MVP? Should pitchers be allowed to be considered? Should they win it?
Well, what happens is you don't have an outright offensive player having a great year, right? Everybody talked about Judge, and he's fell off the table here.
Line shot base hit into right center. Bruce to second base. He's going to take the turn and head into third. He's going to reach. Throw comes into the bag at second. They're on the corners now for the Indians.
Yeah, Pfister's got to be careful with that fastball. Santana, obviously, dead pull hitter most of the time, left-handed like that. Easy first to third for the Indians.
They'll send up the guy who's the top prospect in the Indians' entire system, Bradley Zimmer. They brought him up in the middle of May, so he's not a prospect really anymore. Hitting .253, 8 home runs. And a good-looking young player. He has first and third, nobody out, no score.
That was the only damage done against Pfister last time he faced the Indians, was a 2-run home run by Zimmer. He's a good-looking young player.
Made his major league debut May 16 against Detroit. Go to third and a tag. Back in safely. Bruce has to dive in to get back there.
Boy, that'll get your attention, Bruce, I'll tell you. He come jumping out of there because he can. Look at the fastball in, and he just comes gunning. Not even that far off the bag, but he just gets back.
Left-hand hitter up there. Nice throwing lane for Vasquez. He took advantage of that. The 1-1. And right through there. Now back to Sale in the MVP.
This is the only damage that they did against Pfister. He had a shutout working, and you got to try to get a fastball in. Meanwhile, that's a 2-run Johnson.
The 1-2 pitch to Zimmer, and he won't chase it. You talk about whether a starting pitcher can win the most valuable player, and if Chris Sale should be that. If anyone's going to be considered, it's the year he's having right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the year that Pedro had 99, he should have won it. They gave it to Rodriguez, the catcher.
2-2 and down he goes. That's a big out because now Fister can get out of the inning with a double play.
And he throws him a high cutter. To me, you don't want to throw this pitch right there, but he gets away with it. Look at this cutter. Ball's middle up, and he uppercuts it. Got away with one.
One gone for Almonte. Just a .232 hitter. And he's night and day between home and road. Back in Cleveland, he hits .338. On the road, 109. Just 7 hits and 64 at bats away from Cleveland. And a bunt. He drops it foul.
That's interesting.
Well, certainly not a suicide squeeze. Bruce had come about a quarter of the way down the line.
This looked like a sacrifice bunt. Look, because he's not trying to haul out of the batter's box. He's trying to place that ball to make the first baseman get it, I guess. Strange.
Bunting on his own. And that's a strike. No score in the second. Indians in town for one night only. And the 0-2 inside. Boy, Fister's last 2 outings have been very good. Wins over this Cleveland team and the Chicago White Sox. Total of 14 innings over those 2 starts. Just 5 earned runs, 2 walks. It's around the outside. 2-2.
Took a shot there to backdoor a little paintball slider. See if he tries to come inside again with that fastball, or is it a hook in the dirt? Curveball.
Left it low, and it's 3-2. He already walked Bruce in the inning. Santana with a base hit.
Didn't want to throw a strike with it. Hoping he was hacking. What do you got? Gas.
High chop foul.
Good spot. He tried to pull it.
Red Sox will take on a National League opponent tomorrow. A quick 2-game series against the St. Louis Cardinals. Rick Porcello against Mike Leake at 7:10. Red Sox have played very well against National League opponents.
St. Louis is hot. They lost yesterday, but they had won 8 in a row up until yesterday. Got back in that race in the Central.
Sox are 11-4 against the National League. 3-2. And he walked him. That's going to load up the bases for the Indians. Second walk in the inning for Fister, so he's a little bit off here early. Look at the schedule coming up. 2 of the Cardinals, an off day Thursday. Yankees over the weekend again. Of course, the Sox will see a whole lot of the Yankees. 10 games within a 24-day period, and then the Red Sox are off to Cleveland. And without question, a visit to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, I've never been there.
Oh, you got to go.
I know, but I'm not going.
You'd love it.
I'll go in the off season.
You would love it. You'd see a lot of hairstyles that are a lot like yours.
Is that a compliment?
It kind of is.
Okay,
Yeah.
it kind of is.
No, of course it is.
Okay.
You're a rocker through and through.
What is this bunt here again?
Perez with a bluff there. Ball 1. 175 with a homer. It's part of it. Is the 175 clip. A man at every base. Bruce, Santana, Almonte filling them up. Trying to hold up at a strike anyway.
Ball's inside. Is that on the swing? Had to be.
I think he told him it was on the pitch.
Yeah, really. Because I thought he might have went too. He had his.
I think
hands
he did.
Out front. Yeah.
1-1.
Gonna go in there again.
Ground ball deep short, through for a base hit. Bruce is in to score. Santana will be held at third base, a run in, and the Indians are on top on a ground ball single past Bogaerts.
I mean, that is a hair from being a double play ball. You know, that's what he's trying to do from the get-go. He's trying to pitch him in, looking for a ground ball. Fake bunt. Next one's inside. I don't know if it's a strike or he swung, whatever, and then he goes right back in there again. Ball sinks middle of the plate, but turns it over into the hole. I mean, this breaks your back when you're a pitcher. Luckily, Santana's held up at third. Only 1 run scores, but that could have been out of the inning. A double play ball. Catcher can't run.
So Perez with his 17th RBI. That'll bring out Carl Willis. Lindor next. One of their top hitters. Although Fister struck him out looking in the first inning.
Yeah, Lindor had, Fister had Almonte 0-2. That to me was losing him was a mistake.
Yep, then he walked him. So only 1 down. Bases reloaded. 1-0 Indians. And that one will dribble right behind him, but no advance. Santana scurrying back to third. So Vasquez slowing it down.
Fister being really careful around the strike zone. Doesn't want to throw a curveball for a strike. Throws it in the dirt. Luckily he blocked it. Didn't get way very far. But look at this ball, buried in the dirt way up. It's hard to block that ball when it's out in front of you so far. It almost went through the hole clean.
Lindor hitting .321 his last 33 games. And a strike. He's another one of the Indians who has good power and can run. They have several guys who can do that. Both of those skills. The 1-1. Line shot. That's fair down the line off the sidewall. Santana's in. Here comes the second run. Almonte in to score. And they are jumping on Fister here. 3-0 Cleveland in the second.
Boy, he just jumped on that backdoor slider. Didn't try to pull. Just fired his bat at the outside part of the plate. Watch this ball jump off his bat. Down and away. Boom. Just fair down the left field line. It's going to slice. Go off the boards right there. 2 runs score. He only gets a base hit, but 2 RBIs.
However, their 3rd hit in the inning, and both of the men that he walked have now come on in to score. Lindor's hit safely in 7 in a row, and that brings up Kipnis. He struck out looking in the first inning. So the Red Sox looking up at the Indians. 3-0 Cleveland. First and second. Across for a called strike.
Fister missed with that slider to Lindor. He's trying to get it in. He threw it outside corner.
The 1-1 and fouled off the catcher. Fenway slowly filling up tonight. This was not a game on the schedule because it's a makeup game. Not scheduled for tonight, and it's an hour earlier than the average night game at Fenway. Starting just after 6 o'clock, so a lot of fans still making it to the ballpark at this hour. 1-2 and a fly ball into left field. Backing up Benintendi. Backing up to the track. He will make the catch. Runners will go back to first and second.
Well, I didn't think he hit that ball good enough to go off the wall. I'll tell you, Benintendi made it look difficult. Kind of cruised back on it a little bit.
Had some carry on it.
It did. A little backdoor breaking ball that he lifts. Pretty good pitch. Gets it up in the air. Benintendi catches it, but it's always scary when you get next to that wall.
Hey, get expert emergency care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. First aid station located behind section 12. Beth Israel Deaconess. Visit bidmc.org. It's been a long inning for Doug Fister here in the second, and now facing Jose Ramirez for the second time tonight. The third baseman singled his first time. This will be the 50th pitch already for Fister. And number 33 in the inning, and he did not get it. 2-0. Perez and Lindor aboard. That's ball 3.
You know, we've seen this from Pfister when he pitched against Toronto. Remember the game he walked 5 guys? He just couldn't throw anything over the plate. But his control has been great the last 14 innings. He hasn't walked anybody.
Yeah, not tonight. Saw Carl Willis going to the horn. They're going to get activity in the Sox bullpen. And there's another walk. So he's already walked 3 men tonight, all of them in this inning. And it's going to be Hembree getting up. And Red Sox want him to heat up as fast as possible. The Indians again threatening to score a bunch of runs. Encarnacion will step in next. This is real trouble.
I mean, that's glaring right away when you got a control pitcher not throwing strikes. And they got the big guy coming up.
Encarnacion 0 for 1. He's popped to second. He's hit 24 home runs. That's a strike. So it's Perez at third, Lindor at second, and Ramirez now at first, and 3 runs in.
That's gutsy. He's trying to throw him balls in.
Encarnacion is the 9th man to hit in the inning. And very good with the bases loaded in his career. Two and 1.
He doesn't want him to get extended, but you don't want to throw a strike on the inside corner either. And you don't want to make a mistake in there. If you're going to make a mistake, go make sure it's way in there. And he did. But now 2 and 1.
He was shaking off Vasquez a couple of times. Finally picks one out. And he's gone to ball 3. 3 and 1. This is real trouble. He has been out there all night here in the second inning.
4 fastballs, all sinkers in.
Can he get out of this with only 3 runs? Now 3 and 2.
Thank goodness he kept it down. They're going to talk about it.
So how does this discussion usually work?
What do you think? He's saying, what do you want to do? That's why he's out there. He wants to know what Pfister wants to do. If I was out there, I'd tell you what I wanted. You wouldn't have to come out there. I'd have a little sign to tell you what I wanted to do.
Well, the crowd encouraging him to get free of this. 3-2 and a little pop up into center. Brock Holt calling up Bradley, and he's got it. They're going to leave the bases loaded. That could have been a whole lot worse, but the Indians do get 3 on top 3-0. You can import the NESN Red Sox calendar into your favorite calendar program. Visit NESN.com/schedule to import the schedule today. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien with you. Jemai Webster as well. Red Sox with a little bit of early work to do. They're down 3-0. But only here in the second inning. Moreland will lead things off. Then Devers and Bogaerts. The 20-year-old who hit that blast off Chapman last night. And just destroyed the pitch. Does not appear to feel the pressure.
He doesn't look like it, does he?
Looks like he's having a lot of fun, as it should be.
I never had fun. You never have fun. I mean,
you really didn't, did you?
I didn't. It was like you got to do it again. You got to do it again. Seemed like, especially relieving, because it hasn't much, you have to be ready every day. Starting, you can gloat a little bit.
But if it goes badly every fifth day, a couple of times,
it's killer.
You must have been miserable.
Oh, miserable. Then you beat yourself up, try to work out as hard as you can, but you can redeem yourself because you're out of the bullpen. But at the same time, you save a game, you go yahoo, and then here it comes again.
2-2. That's well hit to center field, backing up Zimmer, but he has room back there and will make the play up against the padded fence. Route number 1, and Devers will be next. We go back to last night. Can't see this enough. Looked like the game was about to come to an end because nobody does this against Chapman, right?
Nobody. That was just shocked the world. Look at him. He is psyched. How could he not be? Does he realize what he did?
He said, I was so pumped. I hope I didn't show anybody up. I was so pumped because I knew I had tied the game. And he also knew who he did it against.
Oh, he was thrilled. You could do anything you want outside of doing a cartwheel or something when you have a home run like that.
A high fly ball to left field. This is pretty well hit. Almonte back now turning. And that ball is out of here. He does it again. Boy, off the bat, it looked like maybe it was going to catch some of the wall, but it gets out. A home run for Devers. That opposite field swing of his is fast becoming legend.
He's putting spin on it somehow, kind of chopping on it at it a little bit, and it's getting that carry to it. We're going to have to watch from here on out. Every time he hits a fly ball to left field, it's got a chance.
Apparently. Wow. Red Sox on the board to make it 3-1.
This game is easy.
For him, it appears to be.
It is easy.
He scuffled a little bit for about a week. Line shot toward the alley and bobbled and dropped by Bruce. Bogaerts heading for second, and the throw there. He's safe. He got in there somehow. Boy, by all rights, he should be out.
He should have been out twice.
How about that?
Yeah, Bruce cuts this ball out there. He had a kind of a staggering route to the ball. Kind of bobbing his head a little bit, clanks it off his heel. Goes into the dive. He gets back up and makes a throw, but this, I thought he just flared it out there and he's going to make a catch, and he does not. And that wasn't Bruce. Yeah, Bruce got up and made a nice throw, but a nice slide there. Gets his left hand in somehow. Lindor missed the tag. Watch this. The ball beat him, but it's a high throw. He's got to come all the way back down, but he got in.
He whiffed on the tag. He whiffed on the tag.
But he had to bring that tag all the way down.
Well, I thought for sure that Xander Bogaerts was going to be out, as you said, twice. And he winds up at second base.
Yeah, they gave it a hit, but I'll tell you what. You'd think Bruce should have caught that.
You do? I thought that should have been a base hit.
Okay.
Just because it was, for me, above average effort, but he winds up at second. Brock Holt at 208, no home runs.
You're right. He had to leave his feet. Wasn't like, obviously wasn't routine at all.
I can see it your way too, but I think it's an above average effort play for a major league player.
Yeah.
And therefore he should be awarded a base hit.
Yeah, but I'm a pitcher. That's how I look at things.
I hear you.
Bogey's just happy he needed that knock.
That's a double for Bogaerts, by the way. Here's the 1-1. Trying to hold up. Yeah, but that's a swing and a miss. Speedway is proud to be New England's first choice for value and convenience, and for every Red Sox homer, Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital all during the month of August in Massachusetts. Use your Speedy Rewards card when you purchase $3 of in-store merchandise and get 10 cents off a gallon. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Second K for Bauer, and there are 2 gone.
This is a cross-seam fastball up middle, and he sort of uppercuts it. Ball gets up in the air. Looked like he just, skied it straight up, didn't it? We've seen this before, and it goes in easy. Ball's gone. Oh.
A Fenway homer.
Oh.
And he's going to get stronger.
I'm telling you.
And stronger. Exciting to watch him swing the bat.
That's an example of Fenway Park with this kid early on in his career. Wow.
Well, it was last night, and right back at it here tonight here on Yawkey Way. Vasquez 280 with a couple of home runs, looking to pick up this run from second base. Red Sox trailing 3-1. But against a pitcher who has really scuffled in the past against the Red Sox. Sox have hit Bauer. He is 0-2 in 3 starts against the Red Sox with an ERA of 12.91.
That's not good.
And a .410 batting clip against him. And a 2-0. Good stop by Perez. Jackie Bradley would be next.
Boy, if I had Vasquez up, I'm going after Vasquez, especially with Jackie on deck, and he doesn't come close 3 pitches.
Vasquez, number 2 in the American League in batting average at home. Here at Fenway, he's a .375 hitter with 1 memorable home run. That's ball 4. So they're going to be on at first and second for Jackie.
And your team gives you a 3 spot to work with, and he's having problems here. Here comes Jackie.
And Bradley 1 for 3 on Sunday against the Yankees with an RBI. He was also hit by pitch. So stepping in with Bogaerts at second, Vasquez at first. Red Sox as of late have been hitting a lot of home runs right through their first strike. By the way, that double by Xander Bogaerts snapped an 0 for 14 skid. Chili Davis was saying over the weekend he thought that Xander was very close to working his way out of this funk that he has been in. That is foul tipped to make it 0-2.
Pretty good swing at a breaking ball. Good spot there by Bauer, but I love the swing. Well, you're going to get that sometimes and just leave.
Bauer with the 0-2. And he tied him up and got him. Down he goes for strike 3. However, Rafael Devers at it again. After last night's heroics, a fly ball up and into the monster seats for his 5th home run, and the Sox are on the board. Lucy, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on the Impact Award, but tell us about your organization, what you do.
So we're a statewide anti-hunger resource organization, and we help people get access to food programs that are available to them but underutilized in the state.
Now, you were awarded the $10,000 Impact Award. Wonderful moment for you down on the field. How will you be putting this to use?
So we do a lot of work with kids and families, and now that school's about to start, we'll be doing a lot of work trying to get kids school breakfast so that they are really prepared and ready to go to school. We do a lot of work in the summertime, making sure that kids get meals during the summer when they're out of school. So we're working with that to keep that going.
Is this a particularly busy time of the year then with the kids going back to school?
It's you know what, summer is a very busy time for people because so many kids get meals during the school year, and then they don't have them in the summers, and families really need, all of a sudden they realize
Sure.
how hard it is for
Lucy,
them.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Nicely done down there as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. $10,000
Thank you so
Impact
much.
Award.
Yes.
That was great. Thank you.
Lucy Nolan, Executive Director of End Hunger, joining us here on Connecticut Day at Fenway Park. The Indians on top 3-1. And Bruce, who started their rally in the second inning by taking ball 4 and then coming on in to score, leading things off. He'll be followed by Santana and then Zimmer. Line shot off the glove of Holt on the skip and off into right field for a base hit. Several hard hit balls here the last couple of innings by the Indians.
Gotta be careful with that fastball. Fastball, that ball sounded hard. He's trying to backside. He can play it to his right. I don't blame him. That ball was a bullet. You don't know how that hop's going to come up. It came up high and hot.
Indians now with 5 hits. Well, this should be a very tough offense to deal with from here on out, right, for Cleveland? Now that they have Kipnis back and they have added Jay Bruce. Santana, a very selective hitter.
Haven't got Brantley back. He's back. He got him back, but he's been hurt again.
It's been a real problem for him last couple of years.
They didn't have him all last year. Went to the World Series. Should have won.
Oh, so close for Tito.
That series was there for the taking.
Would have been his 3rd ring.
Went from being underdogs to blowing a 3-1 lead
Against the Cubs. Although that was destined to happen, wasn't it?
That was destined for Cleveland too.
0-2 and a line shot, but that'll hang up. Benintendi right there. Santana flies out. One away. Visit NESN.com/fantasy for the latest news, lineup advice, and more on your Yahoo Fantasy League. 3-1 Cleveland in the top half of the 3rd inning. And Zimmer will dig in next. He struck out first trip. It just felt like a big series, all 3 games in New York, didn't it?
It really did.
And it had an October feel to it,
You
or
know,
certainly late September feel.
It made that Friday game go away because that game could have stuck with the Red Sox, and they just, the next day, with Benny going deep twice like that, it was all forgotten. Boom, and then they won that big game last night.
High fly ball into right center field. Drifting back will be Mookie Betts and Jackie Bradley, and Jackie will take it. 2 down. Back to the 10th inning last night.
It's up to Kimbrel to hold that lead last night. They gave him 1 run to work with, and then this was a great play by Moreland. Not being overlooked at all and playing the line, and then here comes the punch outs. Judge being the first one, then a fly ball here by Sanchez. Had a pretty good at bat there. Fought back to 3-2. Popped him up.
And dancing in the Bronx. Red Sox did that twice. Devers, one of the heroes. That one rolled to Brock Holt. They'll scoop it and get him to retire the side. No runs a hit, 1 left. Still 3-1 Indians. source for Red Sox tickets. From bleachers to boxes, Ace has the lowest prices to all games at Fenway. Visit aceticket.com now or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Great to see Rico here tonight, Rico Petrocelli. The Red Sox will commemorate the 50th anniversary of the 1967 Impossible Dream Team this Wednesday in ceremonies here at Fenway, beginning before the game at 7:10 against St. Louis. Yaz will be back because he won the Triple Crown. Jim Lonborg, the Cy Young winner. Red Sox won the pennant on the last day of 1967 after one of the most memorable races in baseball history. 4 teams within a game and a half of the lead with 4 games left in the season. Incredible. Nunez high and tight. He singled his first time up.
That's exciting. You think back in the olden days, 50 years ago, when you won the pennant. You won the pennant. You're going to the World Series.
You earned it.
None of this with 3 levels of playoffs, right? That's hard to do. I mean,
foul back. Benintendi on deck.
Can't remember how many teams they had back then.
I mean, I love it the way it is now. I love the levels of playoffs and, the wild card and all of that. It gives hope to so many teams that wouldn't have any hope of anything with about 4 months left.
I agree. But back then it was like, this is it.
Oh, well, it certainly was.
You get behind, you're done, man. You get out by 10 games, see you.
But
none of this wild card stuff.
4 teams in the last week still with that hope.
Right.
Incredible. (3-2) from Bauer. Chopped to the right side, and Kipnis will toss on to get him. Time now to see who's been driving the ball. Presented by Toyo Tires. Benintendi has hit safely in 7 in a row. .481 with 4 homers, 11 RBIs, and running the bases. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox.
Before we go too much farther with this Benny Bicep thing, I didn't make that up. Somebody else did, and I know who it is. It's Jared Carabas. He's the guy with, I think, with bar stools.
So you stole it from him?
I didn't steal anything. I just heard it the other night. You know what you're going to say when something happens. A home run, stuff comes out of your mouth. I say a lot of.
Sounds a little like you stole it, actually. I think
it's not like I'm looking for material. I said, "Oh, that's a good one. I think I'll use that tomorrow night."
You definitely don't have to.
It just shot out, So I'm not taking credit for it. Let's get that out of the way.
Well, you're giving credit where it's due now.
Exactly.
Yeah. We'll see if it sticks.
Yes.
If it
but
sticks,
I like
it's great.
I think I like it. It's just like Mitchie, whatever, 2 bags or something like that, right?
Yeah. Well, this fits. I mean, he definitely beefed up during the offseason. He came to camp in great shape, noticeably stronger.
Oh yeah.
And he's hit 16 home runs.
It's not like he's showing his guns off, but he's got it going on. Naked guns as he got today.
2-1.
But so let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. I think that's great of you, by the way.
Yeah.
You have to give attribution.
Yes. I got enough crazy sayings.
Here's the 3-1.
Oh,
high knee drive.
See ya.
He laid into this puppy. Back it goes and gone. Number 17.
Benny Biceps goes bridge again.
Now I think you own it.
I got it. That was a sweet swing.
But when is it not?
Oh, what a swing.
He is driving it. Number 17 for the rookie, and an 8-game hitting streak.
I'll tell you what, this is a changeup. He leaves out over the plate, and he puts a swing on it, and we're getting used to this. This is the 4th home run we've seen. What, 4 home runs in 4 games? No, 5 games. Well, whatever. This ball's bridge.
There's a shot down the left field line, but hooked foul by Mookie Betts. Well, he finished the Yankees series in New York with 9 RBIs, the most by a Red Sox player in a 3-game series at New York since the RBI became official in 1920.
Wow.
And now blasting away in his return to Fenway.
See, he knew it was a changeup.
We came on the air talking about the baby Sox, right? Devers and Benintendi, and they both homered tonight to cut it to a 1-run lead. Mookie struck out first time up.
You know, they always talk about Freddie Lynn having the great rookie season, you know, and he has a beautiful swing. This one's different. Freddie had a longer swing. This kid has got that little shorter to the ball swing, but he's got some follow through and he back legs things. It's just, I tell you, it's one of the prettiest swings in the game.
That's what John Farrell and Chili Davis were saying over the weekend, that, you know, when he was sat down for a couple of days, it was a mental break, nothing physical. They didn't want to touch one thing with that swing. And Mookie Betts, this is rare. He strikes out for the second consecutive time, and there are 2 gone.
Well, he's made Mookie look bad tonight. 2 strikeouts and swinging at balls out of the strike zone. You don't see that. Little breaking ball down and away. Way off balance. Funky swing.
It was way out in front. So it'll send up Moreland. He is 0 for 1, a fly to center field. 3-2 Cleveland. The Benintendi home run traveled 419 feet. It's different with this Red Sox club here in August than it was 2 months ago in a giant respect. When they get down 3-0, there's no panic. You know, a couple of months ago, that game might be over if they got down by 3 or 4 runs, even if it were relatively early. That is not the case now.
Well, they've been hitting the ball out of the ballpark too.
That's probably the single biggest thing.
Yes.
And have gotten such great pitching.
Well, that's been there all year long. The pitching, the good starting pitching, the good bullpen.
But even, you know, if they'd get behind by, you know, say 3 runs early in a game, you knew the pitching would still be there, but the offense wouldn't. Now, the offense, as you said, starting to drive the ball out of the yard regularly. And that makes all the difference.
You know, the record with 2 home runs, I think, was with 19-1, something like that. Well, they've got 2 home runs tonight, so you got to win this game. It's that 3-run home runs that they had with Benintendi Saturday. Those are beautiful.
Chop foul at the plate to hang in there. Devers is on deck. Sox have won 10 of their last 11 since the non-waiver trade deadline on July 31st, and are a season high 17 over 500 coming into tonight. Cut on and missed. He struck him out. Side is retired. Benintendi continues to blast away a solo drive, 419 feet. 3-2 Cleveland. Top four, this one tightening up a bit. 3-2 Cleveland. And Fister in need of a clean inning. He hasn't had one yet tonight. Roberto Perez leading off. An RBI single in the first inning. Then it'll be Lindor and Kipnis. Sox have had the bullpen up and active. Hembree very early. Fister getting out of the second inning with the 3 runs and left the bases loaded. And a 1-1 cracked foul.
He wants to throw that sinker into him. He gave that base hit that just got in the hole last time up. He's got him set up for that little frisbee out there. Gas up.
1-2. Count even on Perez.
Almost snuck that fastball in for a strike. Upper top of the zone. There it is.
And he put him away. Got him to chase a pitch outside. Let's go to Jemai.
Well, Dave, Red Sox manager John Farrell said the results for Doug Fister in this one will be completely predicated on how well he threw his curveball and his sinker. He went 7 2/3 last time against his Indians club, but Indians manager Terry Francona told me he got a lot of strikeouts against our guys and forced us to hit a lot of weak fly balls. He says that Fister is the type of pitcher that will get you to take the sting out of your bat, and it is our job to make him come into the zone. And you see that early on from their patience, especially in that second inning when they got some good hits on balls, taking them deep into the counts.
Yeah, the patience, Jemai, is a good point, too, because he walked 3 men, Bruce, Almonte, and Ramirez in that inning. And Fister's a guy throughout his career who cannot afford to do that, and he knows that better than anybody. Line shot, leaping play by Brock Holt as he hauls it in for the second out.
Yeah, great timing there by Brock Holt. He stuck his glove in the air. The ball is coming back down, a little top spin. He goes to get up, he gets up, and it comes back down a little bit. Stumbles a little bit. Not an easy play.
2 down. Kipnis has struck out and flied to left. Indians up a run in the 4th. Red Sox leading the American League and are 3rd in the majors in staff ERA, 3.64 coming into tonight. Boston has not finished a season as the American League's ERA leader since 2007.
Cleveland's chasing him just a hair behind.
In there for a called strike, taking all the way. Those predictions go back to well before spring training. The Red Sox and the Indians, many thought, would be on a collision course again come October. John Farrell against his very good friend Terry Francona. And the 3-2. High fly center field. Jackie Bradley backing up, room to make the play.
Don't worry about it.
Had it all the way. 1, 2, 3 they go. Best inning so far for Fister. The probables for the 2-game series against St. Louis. Tomorrow and Wednesday, it's Leake against Porcello tomorrow. Wednesday, it'll be Lynn against Eduardo Rodriguez. And the Sox will have another off day on Thursday before inviting in the New York Yankees again for a 3-game series. Well, Devers to lead off here in the 4th inning. He homered his first time up on the heels of tying the ball game against Aroldis Chapman in the 9th inning last night. And Benintendi won it in extra innings. He's homered as well here tonight. So the kids are all right. Bogart's on deck.
He's airing it out, man. You make a mistake, he's going to jump on it.
0-2 from Bauer. He golfs that one high and deep to right. Bruce on his horse, heading to the track, to the wall, and kissed that one goodbye. Into the bullpen. Devers this time the other way. He pulls one. And the Red Sox have tied the game on home runs.
He throws a fastball right by him the pitch before, and then he throws him an ankle curveball. Watch this curveball down and in. Way down there, and he goes down there and gets it. We haven't seen this swing from him, and look at this ball. It just carries right out of here. I mean, he put a drive into this ball. 2 home runs this game, 3 at-bats, 3 home runs the last 3 at-bats. I mean, how do you get to that curveball after you just had a fastball thrown up out over the strike zone?
Well, when you think about the home run by Chapman, that was ridiculous, 103, but it's an elevated fastball that he hits out the other way. Then his next at bat last night, he lined out hard to left.
Right, almost cleared the bags.
Almost cleared the bags
right.
then. Now he homers in his first 2 at bats, and as different as you can get.
How do you go from swinging out of your swinging through a fastball like that, and the next pitch is really down and in, and he gets to that? How do you do that?
390 feet on the second home run.
I mean, you've got to surprise yourself a little bit, don't you? I mean, wow, he's just reacting to the ball is all he's doing.
I don't get the feeling he's surprised. I really don't.
I mean, from one pitch to the next was incredible.
2-2. And a wave and a miss, and Bogart's retired. He had doubled his first time up. So the Red Sox have fought from the 3-0 hole to tie it on 3 solo homers, 2 by Devers.
Look at this pitch. High fastball, throws it right by him, and he's just coming out of his shoes, right? Look at his highs real high, his hands real high. He can't get to that high fastball. So next thing you know, next pitch, that curveball going straight down. Look where the catcher's going to catch it. And he lifts this ball out of the ballpark. Like, how are you supposed to get this guy out?
Brock Holt struck out his first time up. He's cool as a cucumber.
I'm telling you. There's no way the Red Sox expected this guy to be like this. I mean, they knew he's a special kid, but I don't think anybody thought he was going to come up here and hit what? That's his 6th home run?
So, I mean, for the year, he's hit 26 between the minors and the big league.
Yeah, he hasn't skipped a beat. He just went from league to league to league. This is the last league. There's no more leagues.
Oh, he's fun to watch. When a guy can hit one up around the Adams apple out of the ballpark and then go down and get one at his shoe tops and hit it out. Yeah, where do you pitch him? I know he's going to go through, I assume he's going to go through some struggles, and went through a little bit of one after the initial burst, but obviously he's corrected that.
I mean, he's using the whole ballpark. I mean, leaving everywhere.
Check swing and a pitch in the dirt, and no swing on Brock Holt. Red Sox blasting away against Bauer, which they have tended to do against this right-hander. And swung on and missed. He'll be struck out and tagged out. Second time for Brock tonight, so 2 away here in the 4th, and that'll send up Christian Vasquez.
Another curveball down in the dirt. That's the pitch he should have thrown Devers. Don't even get there. Throw it in the dirt. That's 7 strikeouts.
It's had an interesting night.
7 strikeouts. This is like the Tampa Bay Rays. We're doing a little act here. 3 solos and 7 punch-outs.
As gets walked in the second inning. You talked about Bauer being a little bit of a different guy, and we see this when he plays long toss. His long toss is as long as it gets, about 350 feet.
And then he has that thing he was, what's like a blade. It looked like an airplane propeller that he holds out to the side, and it's
almost looks
different.
Like a javelin.
It's different. He's not afraid to be different.
He walks around the clubhouse carrying a long shoulder tube as well for arm exercises. He's also released a rap song on YouTube. So he's a different guy.
Where's he from? California?
Yes. Naturally.
Naturally.
Ground ball left side. That'll be gobbled up by Ramirez. And in time to get him. So that'll do it. But the Red Sox with another home run and the second of the ball game by Rafael Devers. Okay. Well, Doug Fister has himself a brand new ball game, a 3-3 tie as we begin the top half of the 5th inning at Fenway. Game that began early tonight, just after 6, the makeup game of the Indians. And squaring off against Jose Ramirez, who has reached twice, a single and a walk. Devers with a pair of home runs after homering last night at Yankee Stadium. That one hit high to left field, backing up Benintendi, turning now, and will play it off. The monster gets on by him into second base, a double for Ramirez. He would have had 2 bases anyway, but that's his second hit. Tune in to NESN tomorrow and Wednesday for coverage of the WEEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, presented by Arbella Insurance Foundation. Arbella Insurance Foundation, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. So lead off 2-base hit by the speedy Ramirez. Sends up Encarnacion, who has popped up to second twice.
That was the at-bat of the game. Bases loaded.
Well, there was a lot of talk over the winter that Encarnacion might wind up with the Red Sox. He was was out there in the market for a long time before Cleveland grabbed him.
Well, Toronto ended up having to sign Morales, right? Because they didn't think he didn't give him the okay. He thought he'd get more money somewhere else, and they couldn't sit around waiting.
They brought back Bautista. There's a high deep drive. Forget it. You know, he destroyed this one.
I mean, you keep coming inside now.
25 home runs for Encarnacion, who has long enjoyed hitting at Fenway, and that will make it Cleveland 5 and the Red Sox 3, just like that.
I mean, he had to have seen 7 or 8 fastballs. Thank God it wasn't his last at bat with the bases loaded, but there was Ramirez on. But you can put it on the board here. This ball is crushed. I mean, please. If you're going to give it up, might as well just be way out. I mean, wow.
It was.
Flap up.
5-3. We'll see if the Red Sox bullpen gets active again.
You're flirting with danger throwing him fastballs in. You miss. That's what happens.
Rip foul by Bruce, who has walked and scored and singled. He's proven to be a really good pickup for them in a short window. Although he has yet to hit a home run for the Indians.
You know, normally he mixes it up. I mean, he never throws one pitch twice in a row, but he threw him a lot of fastballs. Encarnacion.
I don't think that'll happen again. That's Fernando Abad now loosening up in the Red Sox bench, just starting to throw. 91 pitches for Pfister. He's not been sharp. Walks really hurt him in the second inning.
Oh.
And here's another one as Bruce is on. So a double, a home run, and a walk just after the Red Sox had tied the ball game.
Tonight, following Red Sox coverage, NESN Sports Today will save you time with the latest breaking news, including a report from Patriots training camp as they get ready to head to West Virginia for a joint practice with the Texans. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do.
Well, Carl Willis out to the hill. See what's up with Pfister here. He's had only one clean inning. That was the fourth when he got them 1-2-3. And the Indians have slammed their way into the lead 5-3. Next man in, Santana, has singled and also lined out to left. Encarnacion very much at home here at Fenway Park again. He certainly was in his days with Toronto whenever they would come to town.
Got to remember that Willis went to the mound, right?
Yeah, that was an issue last night. Doug Pfister's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. And so far in 4+, 7 hits, 5 earned. Not as sharp as his previous couple of starts. Bradley Zimmer on deck. Way out in front on that one. 73 with that curveball, and it's 0-1.
Little cutter inside here. Get it in there.
Santana, pretty good pop in that bat. He's hit 16. And he's a guy you really have to throw strikes to, because he'll take a walk. 702 career walks, 7th in Cleveland history.
Bruce isn't going anywhere. He has no speed.
Very good power, though. He had 29 home runs with the Mets and 75 RBIs.
Careful with this fastball.
A strike.
A little two-seamer right on the corner. Perfect.
When he's really in a groove, he gets a lot of double plays. Always has.
Right now he needs one. Gonna try to do the same pitch.
Big shift on around to the right side. Bogart's the only man left alone on the left. 5-3 Cleveland.
Right there.
Got him. He struck him out. No argument.
How do you take that? I mean, he's got to be thinking soft. Has to be.
Well, John Farrell's going to make a move here. Going to bring on Abad to face Zimmer. That's a short night for Pfister. So after a couple of really fine outings, he gets knocked around a bit tonight to the tune of 5 runs, 7 hits. Pitching change at Fenway. The left-hander coming on, and we'll have more in just a moment. Foundation's RBI program, transforming the lives of inner city kids through baseball, because neighborhood values what you value. The Red Sox have to go to the bullpen relatively early. Pfister done after just 4 1/3, giving way to Abad, who has not been pitching a whole lot lately. He did get into one of the Yankee games, game 1 in fact. Came on to face Aaron Hicks with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the 8th inning, and got him to pop up.
See, he's had a decent year for the Red Sox. Hard to stay sharp, like you said. Hasn't been out there all that much. He the man of that shot put pitch.
Almost an ephus pitch. Very tantalizing. Sometimes 67 miles an hour. So John Farrell wants the lefty. Here's Zimmer. He's gone 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied out to right. Red Sox battled back from 3-0 down to tie it on 3 solo homers. Now they're trailing again, thanks to the 2-run homer by Encarnacion, totally out of Fenway. Bruce, the runner at first base, with 1 gone. Tampa Bay and Toronto are underway. They're in the 2nd inning, and yes, the Rays are getting shut out again. 2-0 very early.
Back to back breaking balls. That was a changeup. This thing just stops. 2-0. He's not afraid to throw something soft. Even softer than the previous 2.
Bruce, the runner at first base, and a 2-1. And another one in there.
Well, he is crafty. He's got a decent fastball. It's not like he throws salad. He's got 92, 93.
He does. But he talks about it. He likes that split of about 30 miles an hour between the fastball and the changeup.
Here's fastball in, fastball away. What do you got? Yeah, fastball away. See what he's got.
Time granted. Mets and the Yankees, they're 0-0 in the second inning in the Bronx. Here's the 2-2 from the left-hander. He spoiled that.
Yeah, 93 is nothing to be shy about there.
What'd you think was the #1 issue with Doug Fister tonight?
Command. He was all over the place. I mean, he walked 3 guys in that 1 inning.
And 4.
He just wasn't ahead of the hitters.
Yeah, 4 and 4 1/3. And he can't pitch like that. He knows that. And that just missed.
I mean, he didn't walk anybody the last 14 innings. It's a guy that lifetime's only walked two hitters per 9 innings. Lifetime. That is fabulous.
Last time out, he's brilliant against this Cleveland team. Their lineup looked a little different though then. 3-2, and he will walk him.
He walked him on the shot put pitch.
So that'll put runners at first and second. Walks have been a real problem tonight for the Red Sox staff.
3-2. That's the pitch. That's the shot put. How do you not go after somebody? See, that's the one he pushes. Look how slow that thing is.
Stay tuned after the 3rd out of this half inning for the mid-5th studio show with Mark and Emerson. Only 1 down and 2 men aboard here in the 5th inning. 2 runs in on a blast by Encarnacion to put the Indians back in front. Here's Almonte with a flare to center field. Jackie Bradley backing up. Makes the catch. There goes Bruce heading from second to third. Here's the throw, and the tag will not be made because it's way offline. But Jay Bruce is safely into third. The runner holding at first base is Zimmer. So they get aggressive on the bases. On the corners here with 2 gone.
This ball just gets, Jackie's got a beat on it, turns around trying to get momentum to throw to third. Bruce takes off. He shows off his arm, but it's offline.
Here comes the number 9 man, Perez. He singled in a run his first time. He's also struck out. Abad trying to clean up the inning and get out without any more runs. Cardinals coming in tomorrow night. Quick 2-game series with St. Louis. Rick Porcello against Mike Leake. Another game on Wednesday with the Birds, and then an off day on Thursday.
They've been scoring some runs. Almost 10 a game there for about four games in a row.
They've gotten right back into the thick of things in the Central. So too have the Pittsburgh Pirates. Don't look now, but they are only 4 games behind Chicago. Granted, they are under 500. They're 58-60, but the Pirates are in it. St. Louis is a game out. Milwaukee 2 games back. So that's quite a race. Although you might say a race of mediocrity.
Well, you know, thinking that the Cubs were just like a, you know, this dynasty in the making. Meanwhile, they've sort of slowed them down this year. They haven't had the same club.
On the edge, according to Tom Hallion, with a 72-mile-an-hour change in the count 1-2. Lindor waiting on deck. Abad trying to keep him right there. First and third for the Tribe. Two. Now the hottest team in baseball right now is actually the Angels. They've ripped off 6 in a row, making a playoff push. That would have to be, you'd think, for a wild card because they're in Houston's division. They're 12 games out.
You don't even think about the Angels, really, don't you? I mean, all of a sudden I heard that they're in the race. I was like, huh.
Certainly in the wild card picture. Here's a look.
These Indians go play the Twins next.
2-2. Well, he's filled it up. Full count on Perez, the number 9 hitter. It's Embry again. Second time he's been warming up. This crowd would like a strikeout. And a 3-2. Runner at first goes. And a chopper back to Abad. He'll handle that. And lob it on to get him. And retire the side. But 2 runs on the homer by Encarnacion. And the Indians have the lead. Time to turn it over to Mark and Emerson for the mid-5th studio show, guys. Point on a pretty night at Fenway. CVS Health is investing $50 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives and move us one step closer toward a tobacco-free generation. Learn more at cvshealth.com/be-the-first. Ball's been flying here tonight. Rafael Devers with a pair of home runs. Andrew Benintendi with another. We just saw Encarnacion leave earth with a 2-run shot. Totally out of the ballpark. That's the way August has played, as it often does here on Yawkey Way. Jackie Bradley leading off. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 257, 13 home runs for Jackie. Jackie's had a tough to figure season at the plate. 238 against righties, 318 against left-handers.
A little late there on that fastball. 2-0. He's been in that 9th slot for a while.
2-1 fouled off his leg or his foot, and 2-2 in a little bit of pain.
It's a fastball, and that's why he's got that thing there to begin with.
And tonight the 10th time this season he's batted 9th. Two on the way, and off speed up high. Nunez on deck, and then Benintendi, who homered his last trip. And a 3-2. And down he goes hacking. 95 with that fastball to strike him out.
Tomorrow at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. We'll have a preview of Rick Porcello's start against the Cardinals. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
Rick going in 6-14. Leak at 7-10. Erod pitching on Wednesday night against Lance Lynn. And the Yankees here Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mike Leake, he's a kind of finesser, right-hander sinker.
Nunez singled in the first inning. And that was caught stealing on a fine throw by Perez. He's 1 for 2. Red Sox with a 5.5 game lead over the Yankees, the largest lead for any team in the division this season. It also matches the Sox largest lead of last season when they won the division. The Mets have just taken a 2-0 lead over the Yankees in the third. Check swing, and he went too far. That was a swing and a miss.
See Nunez, he kind of lunges a little bit sometimes. He's so aggressive, dives, open stance, but he kind of steps right into it.
2-2. Tonight a makeup game of the game that was called on August 2nd because of rain. Sox have won each of the last 5 regular season games with Cleveland. That's going to be strike 3. Caught him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Bauer.
9 strikeouts on the night. You see the fastball that kind of does it come back a little bit, just a hair up outer half of the strike zone, top of the zone. That's a strike.
He had a 14 strikeout game against the Oakland A's back at the end of May. He's also had a couple of 9 strikeout games prior to this one. Benintendi hits that one sharply, but down for it Santana, and the Red Sox go fast in this inning. 1-2-3. Yes, Lopez with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Ford Trucks, built Ford tough, the official truck of the Boston Red Sox. Digital Federal Credit Union, see what DCU can save you. Subaru of New England, supplying all-wheel drive vehicles with a lot to love. Plainridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. And by McDonald's, any McCafe muffin with any size coffee, just $1.99. What a beautiful night here. Top half of the 6th coming up. Cleveland leading at 5-3. Dennis Ecker's lead, Dave O'Brien and Jemai Webster alongside. We're going to see a lot of the Indians here in short order because there's a 4-game series in Cleveland next week for the Red Sox. That'll be the entirety of that road trip. And the Sox will come back to Fenway Park for a series with Baltimore. It's been a while since we've seen the Orioles. Red Sox played them a ton early. Lindor going after first pitch and pops a foul for a strike.
It's like you forget about Baltimore, huh? It's been so long. That's all we saw there for a while. especially with the Machado thing.
Yeah.
You remember drilling people, and it was what a mess.
It was hot.
That was.
Yep. Did not see him at all in the month of July and have not in August. The Orioles have had a disappointing season in 9.5 games behind the Red Sox. They're in 4th place and under 500. In fact, the only two in the division with winning records are the Sox and the Yankees.
Tampa is fading so fast.
Getting shut out left and right. Not tonight. They finally got a run against Toronto, but they're on that watch every night. Popped up by Lindor. Here comes Moreland down the line, and he'll make the play in foul territory. So Lindor is 1 for 4. Red Sox season ticket plans for the 2018 season are on sale. New plans include access to potential 2017 postseason games. For more information, visit redsox.com/season tickets. Kipnis has had a quiet night. He's 0 for 3. Bases empty, 1 down in the 6th. Red Sox had to go to the bullpen. Ground ball and snatched by Devers. He's up and gunning and got him at first. Well, he's putting on a show.
Shows his quickness. He's playing on the grass. Look at this. This ball slicing right at him. A dive. Ball gets away from him just for a hair. Second, and he throws him out. Nice play. Couple solo bombs and a nice play at third base. It's hard to make a judgment about how good of a defensive player we've seen over there. Hasn't really had enough plays to go on.
I'd say better than advertised to this point.
I don't know what we expected.
Well, the scouting report was just okay over there, and he had made some errors in the minor leagues, but he's been better than that. Keeps hitting home runs. You can make an error once in a while. Dave Dombrowski making the move to bring him up, and he's helped light a fire under the offense. He and Nunez in particular, and now Benintendi tearing the cover off the ball. He has a home run tonight as well. There's another hot shot knocked down. Devers up and throwing again. Close, safe. No, he got him at first base. Now, let's see about Terry Francona if he wants to challenge that.
I think he got him. Shows off his arm is what he did. Didn't get it cleanly, but oh, he's safe. Hello.
That's what I thought from up
yeah,
here.
You're right. You're right.
We shall see. They haven't signaled if they are going to challenge this play, but now he does.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a feeling this is coming back. Bang, bang play.
Well, obviously, that'll go as a base hit if he's safe.
So Tom Halley and company heading over there to get the word from New York. And we'll see if this is reversed.
A sharply hit ball. He didn't get it clean. See, the ball came out of it. Took a second to go down there and pick it up, and that's what cost him.
The Red Sox are already coming back onto the diamond. They are convinced it will be reversed, and it is. So he will be safe. And now the question is whether it's a hit or an error.
Well, it kind of clanked off his glove, but it was sharply hit. I don't know if it came up on him or what, but
John Farrell is heading out to the hill.
Goes to the backhand. It clanks off his glove. They may give this an error. Almost got away with it.
So it'll be Hembree coming in. A base runner for the Indians. And a right-hander will be next, with the Cleveland Indians leading the Red Sox 5-3 with 2 down here in the 6th inning, and will return to Fenway with more in just a moment.
TC and Jim Rice will break down the game, and you'll hear from Doug Fister and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but W.B. Mason?
It'll be the right-hander Heath Hembree making his 50th appearance of the season, coming out with an ERA of 3.44. They've ruled that an error on Devers, his 4th of the season. That's kind of the way it is, you know, with a 20-year-old. He makes a great play, and the next one he's going to be charged an error on, even though that could have been ruled a base hit too.
Yeah, it was sharply hit, but because it clanked off his glove.
So the error puts Ramirez on and sends up Encarnacion, who's already hit a long home run out of Fenway, his 25th. He's driven in 68. And the fastball at 96 up top for ball 1. This guy's had a fine career. With a lot of big swings. He swings as hard as anybody in the game.
Didn't think much of him back when he was with Cincinnati several years ago. Wasn't quite sure what he was capable of doing. I knew he had some power, but not like as it turned out. I remember him taking Papelbon deep, tying a game in Cincinnati.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yep. He's taken a lot of people deep. 300 home runs. 1-1, runner holding.
Oh,
There's another one. He leans on this one. Up into the monster seats for his 2nd home run in as many at bats. He has 4 RBIs tonight. That'll make it 7-3 Cleveland.
man, you can't challenge this guy. Fastball middle, forget about it. That is a big mistake.
And another big fly, number 26.
I mean, he just murders this ball. Boom. Fastball up. He's ready.
Well, he's still got bat speed.
Yes, he's looking red and got it.
His former cohort in Toronto, Bautista, has lost a lot of his bat speed, but not this guy. So that's going to make it a lot tougher. 7-3 Indians. Bruce trying to lift. In this one, he has walked twice and singled.
The temperature of that thing's probably 95, but he gives it a little and hits it out of here.
The 5th home run hit at Fenway Park tonight by the two clubs combined. So Hembree unable to get out of the inning. Of course, the error by Devers got the inning to Encarnacion, and he goes into the monster seats.
An innocent little 2-out error you thought was an out. Replay showed that he was safe at first, and then boom.
7 runs, 8 hits for the Indians, 3 runs, 5 hits, an error for the Sox. Bruce has yet to hit a home run with his new ball club since the trade from the Mets. But otherwise, he's getting hits 6 out of 13. Red Sox shift around to the right on him. 2 down, bases empty.
You know, the Indians not being afraid to spend money is a little surprising. That didn't used to be the case for them.
Right.
But they know they're on the verge. You can't waste it.
And a good ball club, an excellent pitching staff. They've added some pop. They're getting healthier, getting Kipnis back. MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Red Sox baseball. Stay connected. Get Red Sox home screen icons, app features, game day, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. You're right. Terry Francona was commenting on that the other day after they brought in Bruce and made that trade. He was very grateful. and talked about Indians ownership really stepping up. And he said, it made a huge impact in that clubhouse. Like going for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised to see what happens when you go to Cleveland next week. How, the attendance in Cleveland. It's been so bad for a club that's so good.
Hard hit, but Moreland has it. He'll take it to the bag, but he caught it anyway, and that is out number 3. But another home run from Encarnacion, his second 2-run blast tonight. Rest of America run on Dunkin'. Dunkin' iced coffee is consistently smooth and delicious. Dunkin' Donuts coffee #1 in New England. The Boston Red Sox run on Dunkin'. Now Red Sox need a lift. They're trailing 7-3 here to the Indians. Bottom of the 6th inning. Betts, Moreland, Devers. Rafael Devers with 2 home runs tonight. But all 3 of the Red Sox shots have been solos. Mookie's had a tough time reading Trevor Bauer. He struck out twice.
Yeah, looking bad. You don't see that happen very often.
267, 18 home runs for the All-Star.
Keeps dotting that outside corner. You have to go out there and get it. And then he throws him that little cutter. Curveball there.
Mookie's been eating up the Indians as of late. His last 6 regular season games against them, batting .462 with 9 RBIs. Fly to center. Zimmer has plenty of room out there up into the triangle. Deepest part of the ballpark, and that is out number 1. Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's our man TC. Tom, thank you very much. Man, has he struck out a lot.
He's all over that record. That record is by Adam Dunn at 32. What's he at now? 30.
Like at 30 now. Yeah. Strikeouts in consecutive games. I think he's going to get it. I like his chances. It's not one you shoot for. And he's a terrific young hitter. He's just, going through something right now that is a point of debate. Do you look at that home run derby and say, if you're Aaron Judge, man, I wish I never did it? Now he won it. It was spectacular. And that's great for baseball. It's great for him. But since then, we've heard this before about that home run derby. Now, Wade Boggs had an interesting point about it. He said,
what do you think?
I don't think it's so much he's changed his swing when he goes into the derby. It's that he didn't have any downtime at the All-Star break. He does that,
here.
Plays in the game, has 24 hours whirlwind. He's got to get back to the Yankees. And he never had time to sort of reset, take a deep breath.
Nobody left him alone.
Right.
Think about it. Might as well had a camera with him the whole time.
Yep.
Everything was about Aaron Judge. I mean, after the All-Star game, and he came here, and everything was about him. And then Jackie stole one of his home runs.
Sure did. 3-1 to Moreland. Lifted high and deep to left.
Look at this thing.
Almonte back. That would catch the top of that shelf. He's heading into second base as it bounds away. It takes the turn, but content with a double. Ball is carrying there tonight. Let's go down to Jemai.
Well, guys, as Rafael Devers steps back in the batter's box, I had a chance to catch up with assistant hitting coach Victor Rodriguez, who told me he's got the ability to hit the ball to all fields. We knew that when he was coming up, but it's nice to see him doing it at the big league level. And what you'll notice between those two guys, whether it's during BP or inside the dugout, they're in constant communications. Devers is always underneath Rodriguez, always in his ear, and he's soaking up that knowledge. And after tonight's multi-home run game, guys, he's the third youngest Red Sox player, joining Tony Conigliaro, and now the thumper, Ted Williams. So that's good company for the young Devers.
Well, 3 home runs in his last 4 at bats. Not too shabby. You're absolutely right, Jemai. Runner at second. Red Sox down 7-3. So they're going to need more out of the youngster. Home run in the second, another in the fourth. And a home run in the second. Up into the monster seats. The one in the fourth inning, he golfed into the stands down the right field line.
Didn't get cheated the last swing either.
Staying away from him. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Moreland stayed. Just got a double on that ball. Could have gone 3. Didn't think it was going to get away like that.
Xander Bogaerts on deck. Red Sox have to rally again. They did rally to tie from 3-0 down. No one's going to get away, but no advance by Moreland. Time now for our player to bank on, presented by Capital One Banking Reimagined.
Yeah, the first time up. Once again, we've seen this before. This ball carries a long ways, but he gets through that baseball and gets that little backspin and it gets right out of here. And then this ankle high curveball down and in, he leaves, goes into the visiting bullpen. 2 at bats, 2 bombs, 2 different parts of the ballpark.
After last night taking a 103-mile-an-hour Aroldis Chapman fastball out of Yankee Stadium, the highest velocity pitch to be hit for a home run in the majors in 8 years. Actually closer to 9 years. And that'll be inside to make it 2-2. Red Sox winning last night in extra innings largely because of his heroics. Sox are 11-3 in extra inning games. Looked like he went there, and he did. That is strike 3. So not this time for Rafael. 2 down with a runner at second. Will bring up Xander Bogaerts. A big strikeout night for Bauer.
Yeah, fastball right down the middle, a little high, and he just can't hold up. Ball out of the zone. He wanted to hold up, but he gets that thing going. He can't stop it. That's 10 punch outs for Trevor Bauer.
That's against a Red Sox team that does not strike out very much. So tip of the cap to Bauer. He's hit good stuff.
He got 143 strikeouts on the year. Over a strikeout an inning. But that's everywhere, it seems like. You don't know what to. You don't value the strikeout like you once did.
Xander with a whiff and a double. Off the glove of Bruce in right field. He bobbled, and then Xander somehow got into second base as Lindor, the shortstop, came over to cover on the throw from Bruce and actually whiffed on the tag on the first effort. Yeah, for most of the season, a couple of things, these huge trends in baseball avoided Fenway Park. One of them was the huge strikeout totals, and the other was the huge home run totals.
Right.
It was like the rest of the baseball universe was playing a different game.
Still can't believe that they're in last, the Red Sox, in home runs.
Well, it's not typical of a Red Sox team, never is. And yet the Sox have a 5.5 game lead.
And they've been going deep a lot lately, and they still are in last. That's how far back they were in home runs. But hey, you're up by 5.5. How do you get on that?
Well, coming into play tonight, last 15 games, the Sox had hit 21 home runs. 28-5 this season when hitting 2 or more. And the Red Sox have hit 3 tonight. Xander hanging in there. Brock Holt on deck, 2 down.
I'll tell you, if you had Devers up all year long swinging like this, he'd have 20. Well, he had 26 on the year anyway, right?
Yes, he does. He's fun to watch swing the bat. And a 1-2. Looked like he held up.
You watch how they're pitching Devers now. Remember, I was talking they might try to pound him inside. They kind of mix it up and down.
2-2, 2 down. Moreland the runner at second. He'll step off. And because of the rescheduled game here tonight and the earlier start time, the ballpark was not filled up at the time of the first pitch around 6 o'clock, but it is now. Sox have already rallied once. This crowd wants them to rally again. And they can stop doing the wave. Two check swing and no swing, says Vic Carapazza.
Bogarts can hold it up with the best of them. His body sort of goes in there, but his hands, he keeps his hands back. It just does.
Full count on Xander. Here comes the 7th pitch of this at bat. And he walked him. First and second with 2 away.
Stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Plainridge Park Casino. TC and Jim Rice will have clubhouse reaction and a preview of Rick Porcello's start against the Cardinals.
Mickey Callaway, the pitching coach, headed to the hill here. Mass conference for Cleveland. Now, Brock Holt has had a difficult time with Bauer. He has struck out twice tonight, 0 for 2.
He's got him on off-speed pitches. Cutter down and in, another curveball down and in.
They're going to get an active bullpen. Shaw and Olsen are both up now.
Olsen's their only left-hander.
2 away, 102 pitches for Bauer. And Brock Holt trying to solve him here in the 6th inning. Moreland at second, Bogarts at first. And he drops it in there for strike 1. That curve at 78.
He gets it up there, 96. He got a curve, he's got a cutter and a changeup. Got the 4 pitches. Made 3 mistakes tonight, all solos.
Devers has 2 of them, Benintendi the other. And the 0-1. He held up. Last night marked the second time this season the Red Sox won a game in which they trailed after 8 innings. Both times against the Yankees. It's the first season since '04 the Red Sox beat the Yankees in multiple games when trailing after 8. Tonight a different opponent here at Fenway, and the Sox are down 7-3. Fouled off.
Nothing but off speed here to Holt. Got to try to lay off that curveball down in the dirt.
Moreland doubled off the monster. Bogarts took ball 4. They get their leads at second and first. And 1-2. And struck him out for the 3rd time tonight. And Brock Holt upset with himself. He shucks the bat. Sox virtual reality and the virtual reality home run challenge are all available for your next event. For more information, email Red Sox Showcase at redsox.com or call 617-226-6900. To the 7th inning, the Indians have the lead 7-3. They're in town and out again. They get in about 8 o'clock last night. Red Sox got in about 4 o'clock this morning from New York. Doug Fister got the start tonight. He was only around for 4 1/3, giving up 5 runs on 7 hits. High twisting fly down the left field line by Santana. Benintendi giving it a look, but it's off into the stands. Santana has gone 1 for 3 with a single. He scored a run in the second. That's when they got 3 runs. Walks were a big part of that inning. Fister had command issues tonight. That's not been the case the last couple of starts for Doug. He's been very good, but he walked 3 men in that inning, and 2 of them scored. And the 0-1.
Santana has a home run against Hembree in his career, 2 for 3.
Bradley Zimmer on deck. And Almonte, their left fielder. Hey, did you see Bryce Harper going airborne on that play at first base and hurting his knee?
I can't believe he's okay.
Man.
I mean, slippery bag, right? I mean, was it wet?
Well, it did rain. Yep.
Yeah.
It's bringing up a controversy in baseball about slick bases. And he hit the bag and he slid over it and looked like he hyperextended the knee. There was a lot of fear that Bryce Harper is having another terrific year. Had really badly injured the knee. It does not look like that's the case.
Yeah, I tell you what, when I first saw it, I thought that was it. He was done, hyperextended his knee, and then slammed on his shoulder. It looked like a lot of things went wrong on that. I mean, he could have hurt a lot of parts of his body.
Sure did.
But how do you fix the bases for not being slick? What are you supposed to do?
I think you got to make him differently, maybe. That's what a lot of people. His agent, by the way, was the first one to bring it up, saying, "Wait a minute, he shouldn't be playing. Nobody should be playing on bases that are that slick." Big swing and a foul tip into the mid, and down goes Santana. So they probably have to be made differently. I was listening to Mark Teixeira talk about what he used to do to the bases right before the game. He used to scuff them up with his spike to take some of that slick off.
I didn't realize how slick it was. It wasn't like I was bouncing around the bases my whole career. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was on the rubber.
Your job was to keep them off.
Yeah, but it's slick.
Especially when they get wet.
And I tell you, when you cut the corner, if you don't catch it just right, I mean, you're gone. You're done.
It was a nasty looking injury. Could have been a lot worse. I mean, people were thinking ligament tear, might be done. Tom, an injury to that knee that would really take him out for a while.
What is it? Just a bruise?
That's what they're saying, a bone bruise. Hammer to the first baseman Moreland. He'll take it. The slide, and he is out at first base. So Zimmer retired, 2 down. And Almonte will be next.
That's some hustle right there by the kid, the rookie. Moreland makes it interesting. Whoa, kid was getting it. Moreland's not the quickest guy in the league either now. Man.
Almonte has walked. He's also grounded out, flied out. 0 for 2. 7-3 Cleveland. Base is empty.
That mic on the bag made it sound like, wow, what a play.
Yeah. I love those mics.
Meanwhile, it's a 3 unassisted.
Brock Cole flips on to get him, and down goes Almonte on 1 pitch. So Hembry with a very nice inning. 1, 2, 3 they go. The smart choice to power your home. Visit thinkenergy.com to enroll today. Bottom 7. Fans have had their stretch. Bauer staying in the ball game at 106 pitches. At times he has been really good. 11 strikeouts against the Sox team that does not strike out much. So he has been impressive. In the past, that hasn't been true. Against the Red Sox, he came in with a 12.91 ERA against Boston lifetime.
Well, he kept the home runs to solos. That's what helped.
I think he was doing a little meditating there. He says he does that on a regular basis.
On the field.
I thought that meant off the field. Apparently it means on the field too. Christian Vasquez is walked and grounded out. He'll be followed by Bradley and then Nunez. The Sox only have 6 hits. Half of them are home runs. Benintendi with 1, Devers with 2. But all solos. Well, the last time these two ball clubs were together in the early days of August, the Red Sox were walking off an amazing victory over Cleveland, and that was Mr. Vasquez with that mammoth game-winning home run. What a game that was.
It really was. We talked about always going back to that game when the season's over. Then again, you want to go back to the most recent, that home run last night.
Last night was probably the most important win of the season for the Red Sox.
Yeah, 2-game swing.
Getting that lead up to 5.5. And beating the Yankees 2 out of 3 on their diamond. Good count for Vasquez here, the 3-1. And he popped him up into left center. Almonte calling for that. And a man out for the Red Sox, and Christian Vasquez is 0 for 2. The AIG Hurling Classic and Irish Festival returns to Fenway with a doubleheader featuring 4 of the most prominent teams in the world. In addition to hurling, the festivities will include a lively Irish festival. That includes music, food, and dancing. Tickets are on sale right now at redsox.com/hurling. Jackie is 0 for 2. With a pair of strikeouts. 11 Ks in the book for Bauer. Season high for the Red Sox in a 9-inning game is 12 this season.
Boy, he blew him away last time up. Threw him a high fastball. He swung right through it. Time before, he threw him a hook. Swung through that. So he's had his number.
It darts in right on the corner at 94. So still throwing pretty hard.
Most pitches he's ever thrown this year, I think 116.
They have activity in the bullpen. A slicing shot out to left. Almonte on the run to the track. He's there as he stabs that for the 2nd out.
What do you think? Everything's going off the wall. Anything in that direction.
So Tito going to stick with him here with Nunez coming up. He's gone 1 for 3 with a base hit. Trying to get Bauer through 7 complete innings. 7-3 Indians. After tonight, just 44 games remain for the Red Sox. 24 of those at home. They are 67-50. Up the middle and a base hit. Second one tonight for Eduardo. He's gone 2 for 4. Let's see if Tito is out. And here he comes. Chatting with Brian Butterfield. Probably had something to do with football. Those two love to go back and forth on the Patriots. So the Indians with a 7-3 lead. Bauer certainly did his job. The Red Sox have gotten him in the past, but not tonight. Olson's coming in. We'll take the break. Cleveland on top 7-3. West. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And the Red Sox trying to rally. They finally knocked Bauer out of the game. He pitched a good one, 6 2/3. 3 runs to this point. The man at first belongs to him. He struck out 11.
I thought he looked pretty impressive, especially coming into this game with a 12 ERA against the Red Sox.
Yeah, overall an ERA close to 5. He was different tonight than the Red Sox have seen him in the past. So Tyler Olson in the game. His 9th appearance. Claimed off waivers last July by Cleveland. And Benintendi will look at a strike. Andrew with a home run in the 3rd inning. After he hit 3 over the weekend in New York, he's gone 1 for 3. Betts on deck, but 2 gone, and Nunez aboard.
This in the 3rd inning, he saw a change up there from Bauer, and he just backlegged this ball. Look at that short to the ball, lift over the bullpen. Got that down too.
He 1-1, dips across the plate. Curveball 73.
That is a sweeping off-speed curveball.
Look at Benintendi, 14 out of 29 with 5 home runs in the 8-game streak and 12 RBIs. The Yankees don't want to see him, but they will again this coming weekend. He thought about that. 2-2. Yankees will be in Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I think he could sneak a fastball by him. All that soft stuff. I don't think he will.
Stay on top of the latest Red Sox news with NESN's free text alerts. From breaking news to in-game alerts, NESN will make sure you're in the know. To sign up, text Red Sox to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply.
Shook off the fastball to go back to that sweeping slider. Whatever.
And a pop-up into right. Bruce under this, and that will retire the side. 1 man left. It's 7-3 Cleveland. The sales tax on anything you get up to 72 months, no interest with equal payments and no minimum. See Jordans.com for details. 8th inning, 4-run lead for Cleveland. Hembree will stay on for his second frame, and he'll get 9, 1, and 2 in their batting order. Roberto Perez did a little damage in the second inning against Doug Fister with an RBI single. Since then, he has whiffed and grounded back to the mound. Lindor on deck, and then Kipnis, who has made it back from the DL. This is a good Cleveland team.
The only thing they're really missing is Andrew Miller, that's a big guy to miss. Literally.
Yes. DL at the moment. He makes such a difference in their bullpen rotation. And Terry Francona got so creative with him at the Red Sox expense, really, in the postseason last year, starting with the Red Sox.
Yeah, and that's why he continued that against the Toronto Blue Jays. He was the ALCS MVP. You can do that in the playoffs. You can't do it all season long, obviously. You burn somebody out. But it says something about Andrew Miller being willing to do that. You know, he got his 4-year deal.
Big wave and a miss by Perez.
It's not the ego involved with closing games out.
He said he loved playing in Boston. So it was a huge reason that he became a successful pitcher.
But he understands how hard it is to play in Boston. He said that too.
Yes, he did. It's not for everyone. 2-2. And the count fills up.
Sometimes you don't know until you get here.
That's Brandon Workman throwing in the pen. Interesting that he's warming up in the 8th inning. Big swing and a miss, and Perez is retired. And I say that because I really wonder if Workman's going to become that 8th inning guy.
You know, he's in the mix. He's in the mix. You know how that job is out there anyway. Somebody has a bad outing, it's like saying, we're done with you. I mean, It's like you can't just forget about somebody. That guy in particular would be Addison Reed right now. I mean, he's the 8th inning guy, and you saw what happened last night. Farrell ran away from him quickly. That was a big part of last night. If they had lost that game, I think there would have been more attention to that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Lindor with a 2-run single in this one. He's gone 1 for 4. You know, you say Addison Reed's the 8th inning guy, but John Farrell has used him in the 7th inning.
Yeah, and
he's brought him in high leverage spots in the 7th.
Part of the lineup coming up, but you know, Farrell looks like he goes to Barnes a lot. He has a lot of confidence in Barnes. He let him pitch that 8th inning last night and give up a run. Frazier hit a line drive to center field for a sacrifice fly. It could have been worse than that one run.
Could have been.
But you know, you don't, stuff like that happened last night, you don't see every day. You know, the manager going almost out to get the pitcher and stops. It was really an embarrassing situation for Farrell.
Carl Willis had already gone out.
Right. I think he wanted to get Kimbrel in so badly.
Requiring Reed to finish the hitter.
Doesn't do Reed any good. You know, the confidence in your manager taking you out after one pitch to Ellsbury. I mean, it just was an ugly situation. I think Farrell had it to do all over again. He wouldn't even let him face. He would have brought him in before.
I think you're right. 2-1 high fly down the right field line, pushed off into the corner, and that's going to be a foul ball.
But to be honest with you, I didn't even know what that rule was. You know, once the pitching coach goes out there, you can't go out and get the guy
until he has completed the at bat.
Right, and I didn't know that, but I'm not the manager. I'm just a Yahoo up here doing the game.
Heck, we think much more highly of you than that.
But you know what I'm saying.
I know.
Are we supposed to know all this stuff? I mean, I learned it. I learned now that you just don't see that happen.
Yeah, you know a lot of it.
Yeah, but that doesn't come up all that often.
It was unusual. And that's in there for strike 3. So Lindor will take a seat. In the end, it did not have an effect on the game.
No, it did not.
But it was embarrassing for John, I'm sure. Kipnis will dig in now. He's gone 0 for 4. Strikeout, 2 flyouts, and a ground ball to third. Let's not forget one important note about last night. Red Sox won the game.
Yes.
And they came out of there with a 5.5 game lead.
That's all that matters.
Right through there at 97.
But they've got some choices. We talked about Workman. And is he going to find his way to that job?
Soft wave and a miss. My answer to that would be, I hope so, because I think he's earning it.
I mean, we've been talking him up, right? Little by little by little. And you know that Farrell likes him.
Loved him in 2013.
Right. And you know he likes him now. I mean, because he's stuck with him. He wanted to get him back. He went down, sent him down, and he got him back up.
Brandon Workman with a 1.66 ERA in 15 games.
And he's not afraid, that kid. He goes after him.
And you know what I like? And that's exactly right. He throws strikes. He's only walked 3 men in those appearances. He does throw strikes. He attacks.
He's deceptive. He's got good gas.
That skips away. 2-2.
Better breaking ball than I thought he had. He's got a couple of them. He's got a curve ball, then he's got that cutter, man. Slider, cutter, nasty blade, man. It goes sideways hard.
Well, he's completely healthy now.
Yeah.
That's obvious. He's throwing 96, 95, 96, 97 with that breaking ball. When he was up earlier in the season, he was throwing 90, 91.
Yeah.
So it's all come back now after Tommy John.
Noticeably better.
Fly toward the gap. Nobody out there. That's into the triangle. He'll skip up for a double. So Kipnis torching that one for a 2-base hit to the deepest part of Fenway with 2 down. He has 21 doubles. And John Farrell out of the dugout with Ramirez coming up. And Workman will enter the fray here. A 7-3 Indians lead with 2 down in the 8th. We'll be back at Fenway in just a moment. Presented by Budweiser. TC will be joined by Sox manager John Farrell live for an exclusive interview. Friday Night Fenway presented by Budweiser. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, and Jemai Webster alongside. Brandon Workman now into the ball game. We mentioned the numbers, a sparkling 1.66 ERA. He'll inherit a runner at second after the double by Kipnis, and Urshela will now run for him. And a hitter will be Jose Ramirez, who has singled and doubled. He scored a couple of runs. They're 5'9" third baseman, but he packs a punch. He's hard to strike out too. And really hits the gaps. He set a club record of 7 consecutive games with a double. He takes a strike. And Terry Francona often compares Ramirez to Victor Martinez. Of course, played for the Sox, Tigers. In his prime, he was an elite contact guy, switch hitter with some power. Fly ball into right. Mookie Betts with a play, and that will retire the side. One man left. Get late here. 7-3 Cleveland. Trevor Bauer was very tough over 6 2/3 as he struck out 11. Encarnacion strikes again. Fister gone after just 4 1/3. Not his night tonight. Devers with a pair of home runs after the game-tying home run off Chapman last night, and Benintendi is also homered, but that's all for the Red Sox. 3 solo homers and they're down 7-3.
Encarnacion, that's all I think about tonight. Those 2 bombs he hit out of here.
Not everybody's down about the proceedings, though.
No, I guess not.
Having a great time. Still having a great time. Now Mookie Betts will lead things off here. Last half of the 8th inning. Sox are running out of chances to get back in this thing. He's gone 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts, a fly to center. Moreland on deck, and then Devers again against Tyler Olson. Urshela with a long throw, and it'll skip away. Santana couldn't handle it. It's off into the crowd, so a break for the Red Sox. Mookie Betts safely down to second base.
Urshela, he stayed back on this ball, got it on the big hop, made a nice pick, but threw flat-footed. Watch this. He waits for this ball to get a big hop. Picks it, flat-footed, throws it in the dirt, looking for a pick from Santana, but see, he just heaves it off his back foot. Santana can't pick it.
Be an E5. Sox with a man in scoring position for Moreland. He doubled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Ramirez moved from third over to second for the Indians, so he stayed in. And in there for a strike on Mitch, who has 14 home runs. Red Sox trying to rally. Already done it once in this game when they were down 3-0. They came back to tie it. And the 0-1 from Olsen. 0-2. Indians pitching, we talked about it tonight, it's very good. And since July 1st, their starters have an American League low 3.02 ERA. It's the second lowest in the majors over that span, behind only the Dodgers, who I think have already won 150 games. That one ate him up, and down he goes, strike three. So Marlin fans one away in the 8th. Devers next.
Oh, you saw the first time up, hit a ball into over the monster. How that ball carried is beyond me, but then the ankle high curveball that he hit out into the bullpen. The Wonder Boy, I'll tell you, he's getting it done.
One down, and that sweeps in there, the curveball for a strike.
You don't see that every day, that sweeping curveball. This will be his last batter. You got Shaw warming up down there, I would think.
Betts at second. Nice Wonder Boy reference, by the way, right out of The Natural.
I didn't steal that from anybody, did I?
I think you may have.
I got to be careful.
Inadvertently with that one.
I know, everything is. It's a robbery. Anything you say.
Thievery.
Thievery.
Remember in the movie they had to weigh the bat.
Yeah, that movie. I don't want to remember that movie. That's like a Kirk Gibson thing. Right? That's what they played.
I'm sorry to even bring it up.
That's what that is. Hit the light towers and everything blows up, right?
He did.
The miracle bat.
Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy.
Roy Hobbs.
Shot that in Buffalo, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they did. Yep. A terrific film. High fly ball, but this one will twist toward left center field. Zimmer underneath it. Those two almost get tangled up. Mookie Betts will hold at second base, and there are two gone. In front of Xander Bogaerts.
Here comes Tito.
So he's going to bring out a right-hander to face Xander, who's gone 1 for 2 with a double. That'll be Shaw coming in. 2 down in the 8th inning. Red Sox trying to get something going. They're trailing 7-3. For a special behind-the-scenes look at what happens in between innings. You will not want to miss it. Now, the Sox are down here 7-3 with a runner at second base and Mookie Betts. Brian Shaw comes out of their bullpen. He's used a lot. In fact, more frequently than any pitcher on the staff by Terry Francona. This is his 57th appearance.
He goes out there 70 times a year. This guy has done a great job for the Indians. This year only giving up 3 home runs. Keeps the ball in the ballpark too. A lot of cutters.
Xander Bogaerts with a double, a strikeout, and a walk tonight. Hitting .276 with 6 home runs. You wonder if he's going to go on a hot run with the home run, because he hit 21 last year. Is that going to come?
I don't know. He just hasn't been the same. And you go right back to when he got hit in the hand in Tampa. You can't help but think that. He got 3 hits the other night, and you thought, here he comes, you know.
And since then, just a handful of hits, a double in the second inning tonight on a ball that Bruce charged on and could not handle. Xander went 0 for the Yankee series, went 0 for 11. But he has hit safely in his last 8 games at Fenway, including tonight. Shaw with a 1-1.
A big outside corner.
Tom Halley granting that 95 miles an hour. Looked a little wide, but it's 1-2.
That's a hard cutter right there. 95, cutting all the way.
Xander 2 for 8 against him with a home run in his career. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, but it goes all the way to the backstop, and the runners are going to reach and advance. Bogaerts safe. Mookie Betts down to third. So the Red Sox catch a break. That's a reminder of the extra inning game.
Yes, it is.
Against the Indians.
You got to think Perez is looking for a slider in the dirt. Goes through the 5-hole. He just didn't get it down there. I mean, you know, you're going to he might spike this thing. You got to be ready for that, but it just, he kind of whiffed it.
So first and third, 2 down. Life for the Red Sox here in the 8th inning, and for Brock Holtz, that tough night. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. You're going to rule that a strikeout, a pass ball.
Yeah, I thought he should have had it.
2 away. And foul tipped. That caught some of the umpire, Tom Hallian.
Kind of an unusual cutter. It's not a little short one. It's a fairly big one right out of his hand. It cuts right from the get-go. It's not like that late one.
Vasquez on deck. 7-3 Indians, 8th inning. And a strike. He likes that pitch.
Oh, he loves it. Backdoor cutter. I don't think he can throw a ball straight.
I didn't think Rivera could. Talking about great cutters. 0-2 and a chopper to first base. That'll be handled by Santana. He picks it up and gets him to retire the side. So that threat by the board. Still 7-3 Cleveland. Don't go anywhere as we stay in the park. The Cleveland Indians in for one game, a makeup game, leaving town, and then St. Louis in for just two. Day off Thursday. Yankees in for the weekend. That is the week to come. Encarnacion has had a big hand in this one with two two-run homers. Absolute no doubters, both of them. He doesn't hit them cheap.
Yeah, two fastballs he hit out. One not as fast as the other. First one from Pfister wasn't all that, kind of a sinker he left out over, and Embry had tried to hump up 95 and he lost it.
He's got 70 RBIs now, so it looks like he's on his way to another 100 RBIs and maybe 30-35 home runs. Business as usual for Encarnacion. And a strike with a curveball.
Kind of buckled him there. 2-0, threw him a hook.
Jay Bruce on deck, 2-1. Activity in the bullpen for the Indians. Joe Smith, the right-hander.
Submarine man.
Meanwhile, the Yankees and Mets are in the 6th inning. They're tied 2-2 now. And Vasquez wants a word with Workman.
See, the first two-run home run was a sinker he left right inner half. And that was the longest of the two. The other one was hit hard, but on a line. Didn't have enough time to get over everything.
Into the monster seats. Each for a two-run shot, so he's been the man. And 3-1, and he'll walk him. Went back to that curveball, but he walks him.
Can't say I blame him when not challenging him.
On the topic of home runs, Judge has homered for the Yankees to tie that game 2-2 with the Mets. That is his 36th of the season. Red Sox pitched him very tough over the weekend. Here's Bruce. He's walked a couple of times and also has a base hit. Sox pitching staff before tonight had put up 12 consecutive starts of 2 walks or less, but tonight 5 walks. And now 6 with that one. So 6 as of the free pass to Encarnacion. Ground ball could be 2. Bogarts gets that and a double play. Red Sox turning the double play 2 away in the 9th. That'll send up Santana.
This had double play written all over it. Didn't exactly do it as fast as they could. Look how Bogarts takes the throw, knows he has time.
Santana's 1 for 4, a single and a run in the 2nd inning when they took a 3-0 lead. Red Sox fought back and tied it on 3 solo homers. And the Indians scored twice in the 5th, twice in the 6th to take this 7-3 advantage. The 1-0 from Workman. Hammered into the shifts. Brock Holt scoops, fires, close, safe. I think Brock Holt did everything he could possibly do to unload that throw in time, but not in time.
You're not going to throw out too many guys from short right field, that's for sure, but fairly close play there. Santana gets a base hit. Once it gets by Devers, you see. Couldn't get enough on it. Off balance a little bit throw, but he's way out there in the outfield.
Base hit for Santana. With 2 out, sends up Zimmer. 0 for 3 with a walk. A 7-3 lead for the Indians in the 9th. Due up for the Red Sox in the bottom of the ninth inning. Vasquez, Bradley, and Nunez. Two down, a man aboard. And a high twisting fly to left. Benintendi, does he have room? He does, and he makes the play in fair ground for out number 3. Off we go to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Red Sox, trailing by 4. And for our ceremonial first pitch, Rodney Butler from Foxwoods had the opportunity to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Here at Fenway Park, great thrill. Red Sox trailing 7-3. 10 hits for Cleveland, including a pair of home runs by Edwin Encarnacion. Joe Smith on now at a .290 ERA, appearance number 43.
He's done a nice job since they got him from Toronto. Had a long stint with the Indians before that. Went to the Angels for a while. He's been around.
See 56 strikeouts and 40 1/3, so he could be very tough to get a good look at. Vasquez will lead things off. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Jackie Bradley, Eduardo Nunez also set to hit here in the bottom of the ninth. Vasquez trying to reach for the second time tonight. The Red Sox trailing by 4. And the first one will miss for ball 1.
Like a down under crossfire.
One of the major reasons for the Red Sox success here in the month of August has been starting pitching. Red Sox starters had recorded 8 consecutive quality starts with an ERA of 2.06 in that span, but didn't work out that way for Pfister tonight. Just 4 1/3, 5 runs, knocked out in the 5th inning. Two and 1.
Those two guys have been doing their thing all year long. 14-4, right? 12-4, 26-8.
And tomorrow night against the Cardinals here at Fenway, it'll be Rick Porcello. Then on Wednesday, Eduardo Rodriguez.
They come back with Pomerantz and Sale, right?
Yes. Routine ground ball down on the knee, Lindor. 1 away. And our coverage tomorrow begins at 6 o'clock. Rick Porcello takes to the hill. Cardinals back at Fenway for the first time since the 2013 World Series. All begins at 6 p.m. on Essen. Comes Jackie Bradley now. Jackie with 2 strikeouts, a fly to left. He's gone 0 for 3. Hasn't seen much of Smith, but he's 1 for 2 against him. 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th. Try to hold up, but that's in there for a strike. Mentioned 44 games remaining for the Red Sox after tonight. Last year the Red Sox won the division with 93 victories. So they would have to go, including tonight, 26-19 the rest of the way to equal that. A lot of home games remaining, of course. After tonight, of the 44 left, 24 are at Fenway. Red Sox have the best home record in the American League.
Tough little run here if you think about it. Starting with the Yankees this weekend. You got Cleveland and St. Louis coming in. 3 more against the Yankees and 4 against Cleveland. I mean, it's a nice little run against some good clubs.
Yes. Tough run.
Different looking lineup from the Cardinals than you've seen. It's going to be interesting to see them.
In there for strike 3 to freeze him, and they're 2 down. Jackie not pleased with Tom Hallion, but down he goes, and 2 away in the 9th.
There goes Tom again. He's starting doing that thing again. He does when he punches somebody out. The ball's down and in. I don't know. I probably want it, but look at this. Yes. Well, that makes it hurt that much more when you look back there and the guy's doing that.
Jackie said no.
He thought that ball was down and in.
2 down for Nunez. Another multi-hit game for Eduardo with a pair of singles. He's 2 for 4. But the Red Sox only have 7 hits in the game. And despite the 3 home runs, they're all solos. 2 by Devers, 1 by Benintendi. So it's not been enough tonight.
Boy, you can't be diving on that. There's a slider that didn't slide. Didn't do anything.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. TC and the guys will be checking on the Yankees and the Mets in the postgame show. The 2-1. That is going to squeak through for a base hit. Nunez with his 3rd hit tonight. He just finds a way. 3 for 5 for Eduardo.
He just shoves that ball over there. Look at this, how the outreached hand of Santana just misses it. Ramirez can't get it either, but that's 3 hits on the night. He loves Fenway Park.
It does. He always has. You brought it up early in the telecast. How fond he is of hitting here at Fenway Park. 326 lifetime. Well, here's Benintendi. Red Sox are not done. Solo home run in the 3rd inning. 1 for 4. And strike 1. 2 down, but a man aboard. Betts on deck. And a 1-strike pitch from Smith. Makes it 0-2. Smith locks it up. Bauer gets the win. He would improve to 11-8. Pfister would take the loss, and he would dip to 2-6. And the 0-2. At the moment, the Red Sox are 2 games ahead of their 2016 pace. He jackknifes 2-2.
The way it all lines up right now, the Indians are playing the Red Sox, and it would start here. Last year, that's where they messed up. They didn't have a good enough record, right?
It started in Cleveland.
I think it could have been different if it started here. We'll never know.
He takes 3-2.
Well, he could have rung them up right there.
A couple of times tonight, that's been a strike.
Oh, yeah.
And the crowd looking for some magic here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Runner goes, swung on and missed, and that will do it. Red Sox fall tonight 7-3 in the one game, the makeup game with the Cleveland Indians.